Hey y'all, it's Erin. It's that time again, fitness Q&A video. The first question comes from Liesel. She asks, mindset after competing and how to deal with being a normal body fat percentage as opposed to comparing myself to 9% all the time. Well, Liesel, first and foremost, I think it's important to recognize that it's a temporary situation when you go on stage. You've manipulated your electrolytes, sodium, carbohydrates, everything. You've got the show tan on, so it's a very, very temporary situation. So you have to tell yourself that over and over again. I think it's always going to be difficult, and even now, after so many shows, I still have a hard time a few days after a show adjusting to losing my abs, losing the tan, and going back to normal. But I try to focus on the positive aspects of being off-season weight, and that is stronger lifts, I feel better, I can think more clearly, and I'm healthy. So as long as you continue to tell yourself that, and then also don't stray too far from stage weight. I get 5 to 8 pounds off of stage weight, and you should feel pretty good year-round. So as long as there's no yo-yo effect and you lose just very little weight going up to stage, that's another way to, I guess, help between in-season and off-season. So just work on it a little bit. The next question comes from Sarah. She asks, the day after leg day or when you get sore, sometimes for me it's 48 hours, what type of cardio do you do? Sarah, that's a great question. The day after leg day, delayed onset muscle soreness, I'm usually very, very sore, and sometimes I'll go for a nice slow walk just to loosen things up, but it's my goal to let the legs rest and recover, because what we want to do is we want to train smarter. There's no real reason or point to go out and hit the track if your legs are just killing you. There's no reason to do leg day and leg day and leg day. Just take a break. Maybe go for an easy bike ride or a swim if you feel like you need to at least do something. But try to structure it to where you've got a leg day and then maybe you do sprints 72 hours after that. And I try to get in 2 leg days per week and then 2 sprint days. Sometimes I'll go sprint and then I'll lift legs later that day just so I hit everything all at once. Just kind of play around with the structure, but definitely listen to your body first and foremost. And don't feel guilty, because you know that your time away from the gym is spent building up your muscles and really recovering. So that's when you make the most progress, is when you're at rest. So sometimes it's good to just let the body rest. The next question comes from Olivia. She asks, how to eat clean in order to get leaner without having to obsess, weigh, measure, and count. I have a history with eating problems and obsessive compulsive disorder, so it's hard to find balance. Olivia, I understand. I think getting into competing, most of us, myself included, have a bit of obsessive compulsive tendencies. We really love that structure, and competing can either help or hinder that. So what really helps me is keeping vegetables, especially leafy green vegetables, as a free food. So if it's on my plate and it's a vegetable, I just don't count it as a calorie. So if I want to eat a whole bag of spinach, I eat a whole bag of spinach. The protein, I don't usually weigh my proteins either. I just sort of eat for feel, and know that if you have 6 or 7 ounces of chicken, it's very, very hard for the body to take dietary protein and convert that into body fat. So if you're going to eat over on something, eat more protein and eat more leafy greens. And the only thing that you really need to watch is your carbohydrate intake. And something else that's really helped me as far as just being able to grab something out of the fridge or grab something to go and not really have to worry about it is I like to combine my proteins and my carbs, or proteins and fats. And by doing that, it's helped me stay leaner, and then also increasing carbohydrate intake right around working out. So there are ways to manipulate the diet without really having to measure and obsess about it, and just know the body is so adaptive. So if you're off by a couple hundred calories here and there, it's not really going to make a difference. And in fact, it may help, because as long as you're not taking in the same thing day after day, I think your body doesn't get used to your diet. So hopefully that helps. The next question comes from Jen. She asks, when traveling and perhaps it's not in a safe area to run outside and there's not anywhere near a gym, could you offer some ideas on how to get a workout in your hotel room? Cardio ideas? Resistance band workout? Yes, all of the above. My favorite continues to be the Tabata workouts or high intensity interval training. I have a jump rope, I'll get a chair, I'll use the side of a bed for dips, but as long as I have music and it's going, you can find so many different interval songs where it's 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 30 seconds on, or 20 seconds, 10 seconds like the traditional Tabata. But yeah, bring your resistance band, your jump rope, put together a series of body weight exercises like burpees and squat jumps and like side lunges, step ups, push-ups. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's actually a really good website. It's called Fitness Blender, and they've got some good videos that I've used a couple of times to do just like at-home stuff if it's raining or cold, like 60 degrees here in Florida. But no, just get resourceful, and you can even Google high-intensity interval training at home, and it'll pull up a ton of videos. So no matter where you are, as long as you have an area to work out and a couple of little, jump rope and resistance band, you're good to go. The last question comes from Chris. He asks, how to make my 14-year-old to be more explosive in the high jump? Well, Chris, I think there are a lot of us that are training to become more explosive, and I think the key to that would be squats, your Olympic-style lifts, your plyometrics, and your sprints. And when you're doing plyos and sprints, and then also technique work, try to do it at the beginning of the workout when she's fresh or when you're fresh. And with the plyometrics, 5 to 10 reps per exercise. And that way you're really firing up the central nervous system, you're getting peak performance when she's still fresh, and also working on technique. So it's important to, get in there and get her to squat and get her to do a little bit more functional training and use the arms, use the legs, proper blocking, bring the leg up to parallel. And yeah, like I said, just 5 to 10 reps of plyometrics and executing with proper form is the best way to become more explosive. Just, stronger, faster. And I think that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. Until next time, train hard, y'all.